Hello guys, Lit here. So in my last video, I promised that I want to make another video about Standalone Abyss. So we're just going to test the Abyss without any propagation and all of that stuff. And this video will cover about that. So let's just start with the Scarab. For the Scarab, we're going to use 2 Horn of Nemesis to give the rare monster more modifiers. So the Abyss monster that spawn also going to have more modifier too. And next, I'm going to use 1 with Scarab of Abyss just to boost the loot a little bit. And for the last 2 Scarabs, there's 2 choices. The first one you can go for 2 Abyss Scarab, which is what I test on this run. But there's another option which is Scarab of Adversary. Scarab of Adversary going to add basically 8 additional rare monster. And you basically hope that rare monsters spawn near the Abyss, and your Abyss can benefit from them. For my testing, both of them is more or less the same. Adversary probably a little more stable. Well, if you go for the Abyss Scarab like I did, you have a benefit of like have 2 extra chests, which sometimes can be good, sometimes can be not. So I think both of them is fine. You can go for 2 Scarab or 2 Adversary. And for the map itself, I'm using T16.5, and this time I'm leaning a little bit on the currency because I want to see like how much currency you can actually farm from Abyss. So I'm looking for something like 90% currency and 35% Scarabs. And then putting 1 Delirium Orbs. For the Delirium Orbs, you can use currency, you can use Definer. Usually Definer is very stable, you always get a stack deck, and usually the stack deck itself always going to pay back your Definer. So Definer is very stable, while on the currency you have more chance to get Divine Orb, something like that. And as for the passive tree, because I'm focusing a little bit more on the currency side, I do take the Beyond. It gives me a little bit more chance to get like Divine Orb and all that stuff. And of course with all the effect modifier and all the Abyss node. And I still take the chest Abyss because, I mean, why not? You're still doing the Abyss, and we're not using Crystal because this strategy is about speed, and Crystal kind of a bit slow. So I decided not to use Crystal because of that. And the more pit you have, the more reward chest you have, the more chances you get the currency chest. The currency chest itself is still pretty good, something it gives you Divine. So I think it's still worth to take this node just to get that chance to get the currency chest. And for the outer, I'm using blue. You can also using red. Red probably a little better now because of the Eldritch Ichor is more expensive. But choose the outer based on your build, which one you can handle. And the last one is scrap nodes. I still take some scrap node because of the amplifier artifact. So you're still going to get a decent amount of scrap because of this node, since we are using 2 nemesis. So that's the reason why I still taking some scraps node here. So this is the passive tree, pretty similar with before. It's just I adjusted a little bit because I want to focus a little bit more on the currency side. And for the test itself, I'm doing 20 map tests, and I got 26 divine profit, and the divine per hour is around 23 divine per hour. But one big things about this kind of strategy is really depending on how fast you can go. Like I finished 20 map in 1 hour and 11 minutes, which is pretty slow for this kind of strat. This is like 3 minutes something per maps. Ideally, you want to finish the map under 3 minutes, like around 2 to 3 minutes. So you basically can do 20 maps an hour, and they're basically going to give you a good amount of currency. 2065 per hour is pretty respectable this league. It's not anything crazy, but it's still pretty good. And the strategy itself is a lot easier compared to the propagations because you don't really have like, you know, a monster that have like a million mods in it. So if your build is strong, you should be able to do this map around 2 to 3 minutes. Like my build is not exactly the fast build, so it takes me a little bit longer to finish the 20 maps. And from the drop itself, we got 10 Divine, 6 Faldo, and 1 Fracturing Orb, which is I think is pretty good amount, considering we are trying to get more currency. But as you can see, we still got like 3 different worth of scarabs, even with, you know, very minimum investment on scarabs. So scarab is still a pretty good side currency. And I think that's basically it for the Abyss. I kind of sick of Abyss at this point because, I mean, the strategy is fun. Like I like playing Abyss, but the drop is just not that exciting. It's fine. You're going to find different. You're going to find different time to time. It's not that rare. It's just nothing exciting about it, especially when you do something like propagations where the monster is hard and when you kill them, they basically drop like alteration and fusing, which doesn't feels good. And the fusion alteration is especially because of the conversion mod. This is a mod that they add like back in Kalandra, I think. They can upgrade the currency to the higher rarity, which basically at some point you're going to get divine. And in Kalandra, there is a monster that you can drop like 50 to 60 divine, but the monster is really hard to do. In that sense, like 50 60 divine probably a little bit too much, right? Like it's kind of insane. And at that time, magic find is still a thing, quantity is still a thing. So that is the reason why the number can be that high. And since then they changed the conversion, I think few times, and I think it's just getting worse and worse. Like at this point, I think it's just the conversion is just like very outdated. I mean, who want to pick like a lot of alteration and fusing, even though like if you collect all of this, seldom if worth like 1 or 2 define, but still, who want to pick all of that when you have to fight like, a rare monster with like 50, 60 modifier, which is pretty rough to do. Like the difficulty and reward is just not really makes sense in my opinion. So this kind of make it feels bad, which is kind of sad because I don't know. I like the Abyss. I really do like the Abyss. Like I still find myself go back to Abyss from time to time, just to play, just for the sake of it. I just do it because I like the mechanic. But the problem is obviously there. Like the difficulty and the reward is just not really matching up, and hopefully next league we get a better end game. I think that this is what they said they're going to do on 3.30. So hopefully we actually get them on 3.30. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. And for the next one, I want to try out the Bomber or like the Ward Loop archetype. I have never played any of those. So we still have some times, I think, before the PoE2 reset coming in. So I think I want to try the other Bomber archetype. So if you guys have any reference or have any information about that, you can leave it in the comment below. I will check them out. And as usual, if you guys have any questions, just leave a comment below. And thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.